Pay to win games are everywhere. If it's an online game, then you can pay to win it one way or another. This is the Black Desert Online arc, where we'll explore all the best gear and how much it costs to pay to win. But since BDO's pay to win is balanced for long hours of grinding as well, I'm going to find out how many hours it would take to grind in comparison. In this video, we'll focus on the current best armors, the Slumbering Origin armors, and we'll take a look at both Tri and TET. If you haven't seen part 1 yet for pay to winning the best weapons to pen black stars, then definitely go see that first as I explain the basics and the baseline. But so I'm not repeating the same things from part 1, let me quickly lay out the cheat sheet we'll be using today in this video. Number 1, $1 is equal to 117 pearls based on the $200 bundle. Second, premium costume prices are based on sales up to 50% off, so the ranges will be from 1700 pearls to 3400 pearls. The dollar values will be $14.50 to $29. Third, one premium costume is 993 cronstones each. And finally, one artisan memory is equal to 17 cents. All right, let's dive right into this pay to win bonanza over here and see what people would rather buy instead of a few gaming PCs. The best armors in the game are the Slumbering Origin armors. These are the Labreska helmet, Fallen God armor, Dawn's gloves, and Ator shoes. So how we're going to do it is like this. We're going to calculate the pay to win capacity between Tri and TET, because I'm assuming players are going to tap it to duo raw tapping without using any cronstones, because that's generally how we do it. And we'll take into consideration the price of the bases as well, and we'll add that in afterwards. Let's assume that they buy costumes, sell them on the marketplace to fund their bases. Let's say they want to go full pay to win and they don't want to actually go earn the base armors and CAFR them and turn them into the Slumbering Origin armor. Let's assume they're going full pay to win. We'll add that at the very end. So first, let's talk about the Tri and the TETs. So for the Slumbering Origin armor, there's a few ways that players can do it. Sometimes they'll get up to duo, either buying it or tapping it themselves or raw tapping. They'll grind out the silver and then buy a Tri, because the reason is the amount of cronstone difference between tapping for a Tri and tapping for a TET is not much different. It's only 2100 cronstones versus 2700 cronstones. When you compare tapping for a TET black star versus tapping for a pen black star, the difference is much more. So that's why some players will opt not tapping for Tri armors and they'll just buy it. If they don't care about their name being on the armor, then it doesn't matter for them. So let's assume they're going to tap both Tri and the TET armors. Now the thing is, even though the prices will vary between all of the different Slumbering Origin armors, the success rate and the amount of cronstones and materials you need will remain constant. They're all about the same. If you want to buy all the base armors, it's going to cost you about 140 billion silver. Let's assume you can even find someone to sell it for you. Usually players will sell it at duo because it's so easy to make a duo and it's more money for them. But you know, there are some prize and stuff sitting here. Let's assume you can get bases. So it's going to cost about 140 bill between all 4 armors. Ator shoe is still pretty expensive. It's almost double the others. That's why it's so high. Now, if you were to just purely generate the silver by getting costumes from the marketplace and throwing them on the central market, you'll need about 86 costumes. So 86 costumes without any sales is going to cost you about $2,494. If you did get them all on 50% off sales, which is unlikely, but let's just say benefit of the doubt to the person, since 50% off is the maximum sale we see on costumes usually, then it'll be $1,247. But anyway, that's the range. $1,247, $2,494. That's still a lot of money for the bases, and it takes a long time to grind these out. You got to remember, that's like, you know, if you're making a bill an hour, 140 hours, or if you're making a lot more, it's like 110, 120 hours. It's a lot of time and it's a lot of money. These are very valuable armors. Now let's talk about how much it costs to tap these armors for Tri and to TET. So each attempt for a Tri armor, that's going to cost 2100 cronstones, and if you're using 180 stack, then you're going to go on average 10.53 taps. For TET armors, it's going to cost 2700 cronstones, and let's assume you're using a 250 stack, and that's going to be 19.23 attempts per success. So that's a lot of cronstones, and considering we have 4 armors here, that's going to be a pretty sizable number. So how much does it cost for each tap? So each Tri tap is actually going to cost the person $63 with no sales, or $31.50 per tap with 50% off sale. So the range is between those two, and that's how I'm gonna lay out all the numbers going forward. So for TET Armors, each tap is going to cost $81, and if you get the sales, $40.50 per tap. So taking all of these average rates, starting with the Tri Armor, that's 10.53 average taps. That's going to cost you a total of 22,113 cronstones, costing a grand total of $663.39, or if you get 50% off sales, $331.70, anywhere in between. So that is for one armor. That is for one try. A TET armor is going to net you 51,921 cronstones, assuming you're using a 250 stack and it takes 19.23 attempts on average. That's going to cost $1,557.63 per item. And if you get sale, 50% off, $778.82. Now, one thing a viewer did point out to me in my previous video is the cost of the artisan memories as well, and the cost of the memory fragments. Well, honestly, like the cost of the artisan memories isn't too expensive. For a try item, it's going to cost $10.80 in artisan memories, and for a TET item, it's $19.72. For the sake of the final calculation, I do include them. All right, let's now add up the final cost. Let's see how much it costs getting the bases, tapping them to try, tapping them to TET, and also repairing them throughout the whole process with the artisan memories. And let's see how much it adds up to in total. So with all of those considerations, you're getting 4 pieces of Slumbering Origin armor. Now, I know some players who are more gung-ho and completionists will get the other 2 pieces as well, so they can do both evasion and DR build, but we're not going that far. Let's just assume 4 pieces of gear, taken all the way to TET, pay to win, getting the bases, pay to winning the bases, everything. That's going to be a grand total with no sales, $11,500.17. And if you did get everything on 50% off sales, which is very unlikely in terms of cronstones, that's going to be $5,811.13. Not to mention all the fail stacks that'll be sacrificed in that endeavor as well. Wow, that is a lot of money. This just gets, and it just keeps getting worse because we haven't even started the discussion of the accessories yet. That's next one. All right, now for the grinding comparison. How much does it take to grind? Like, how many hours does this take to grind? Well, when you look at the bases, you're probably going to get them over time, because not everyone's going to just buy the bases and stuff. Usually some mods will, get a free pen boss gear from Magnus. We'll CAF for that, and maybe we'll do a guaranteed pen Jatina for another piece of armor and CAF for that. So it really depends on which route you go. But let's assume, just for simplicity's sake, you just buy a base. Just buy it, right? Let's say you're spending 140 billion silver for all 4 bases. At 1 bill an hour, that's 140 hours. If you're grinding at 1.5 bill an hour, that's going to be 93 hours for all the bases. Now, let's say you're going to buy the TET armors, just straight up buying the TETs. In total, that's going to cost you 790 billion silver if you were to buy all 4 pieces of gear at TET. Now, this calculation is assuming you're buying everything for min price. I'm assuming if you grinded your ass off for that many hours, those hundreds and hundreds of hours, you have the patience to buy them at min price, and you're not paying like 30 bill more than you have to, right? So if you were to buy all 4 pieces of TET, that's going to net a total of 700 billion silver approximately. Markets are different across regions, prices fluctuate, but at the time of recording, that added up to 790 billion silver. So at 1 bill an hour, that's 790 hours. At 1.5 bill an hour, that's 527 hours. At 1.8 bill an hour, that's 439 hours. And finally, if you're a Giga Chad going at Mach 10 at 2 bill an hour, that's 395 hours. No matter how I cut it, that is a lot of hours. Man, that is one hell of a grind. And we know these are the best armors available. Obviously, the pen armors are almost nowhere to be seen because they are so ridiculously difficult to enhance that you just don't see them, right? So that's where we're at, guys. Almost 11.5 grand if you were to purely pay to win this, and it'd probably be more expensive if you factor in all the material costs and stuff in case they wanted to pay to win those too, like memory fragments and whatnot. And if you wanted to grind these out, it's still a lot of hours, boys. It's a lot of hours. It's a long one. And remember, we got 3 pen black stars, we got 4 slumbering origin armors, and then we have 6 accessories. Remember, it's a long journey to get max gear in BDO, and every year the goalpost gets pushed further and further out. The upper end of gear score is increasing by about 20 to 30 every year. So, you know, even if you do get through this grind, it's a monumental effort to even catch up, let alone, you know, stay ahead of everyone. So, hey, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below by these numbers, and how many taps did it take for you to get your Slumbering Origin armors? I stopped at try. I didn't even go for TETs yet, so I don't even know if that'll ever happen. So yeah, let me know in the comment section down below. Please do like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. More are to come, so please do check those future videos out as well. Take it easy, guys. Catch you guys next time. Peace.